Do you remember 1968? I said, do you remember 1968?
Do you remember April 4th, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee?
Most of us remember April 4th, 1968. But do you remember February 1, 1968?
Well, we do.
That was the day that our husbands were killed.
Our husbands, Echo Cole and Robert Walker, worked for the Memphis Sanitation Department. It was a time when the civil rights movement was in full steam.
But they had no life insurance, no health insurance, no pension, and low wages. And even after they had worked all week, the sanitation workers still qualified for welfare. They had poor working conditions, faulty equipment. But who cared? Because they were only garbage workers.
Only garbage workers. And one day, as our husbands were working, it was a storm.
Yes.
A storm just suddenly came up.
Yes.
Our husbands were so busy trying to get out of the way of the storm, trying to protect themselves. So they climbed. They climbed into the back of a garbage truck. They couldn't go into the sanitation building because they were black.
And the lightning and the rain and the thunder carried on. And while our husbands were in the back of that garbage truck, the lightning or something struck a lever on the truck, and they were closed inside that truck and crushed. They were crushed to death right along with all that garbage.
It was then that the rest of the sanitation workers said, enough,
Enough.
enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough.
So they called for a strike.
Strike, 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 strike.
It was then that they called for Dr. King.
Yes.
They called him and he came to help them in Memphis. And
well, you know what happened on April 4th, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee.
so we want to come today to say thank you to Dr. King.
Thank you. Thank you.
To say thank you to Dr. King. But also to ask you to remember.
Remember.
To remember my husband.
Remember.
Echo Cole.
And Robert Walker. Because after 50 years, the sanitation workers are still men.